Today's date and time is 4/15/2014, 10:23 a.m. This is me calling back from Friday from the first auto recording that I'm going to put in front of you. I'll combine with this one, but this is I'm going to call to prove a point, and I'm going to put some little bit of information with this Facebook page that's going to prove my point that we do not need attorneys. All we need is 51%, and quit letting these community activists and government officials violate our worth, our value as a whole collective. Understanding the true definition of limitations, restrictions, and obligations that's mandated, ratified, and registered within the federal constitution guidelines. Now, I can make so many examples than I have on Facebook, but my baptismal name is Clyde Darnell Lynch, all rights reserved without prejudice. I'm about to call the Chief Investigator Office at 596-2501. And citizens, trust me, we do not need an attorney. If we have 51% of the citizens together in one organization that knows what they're doing, because these public figures and or et cetera, governmental officials, tax-paid servants not doing their job. And they know they're keeping us distracted and divided and conquered. We need to get together, put all our BS behind us about we want to be the leaders and all this. We need to put it all together. We need to put it all behind us and get this together. 51% of Detroit resident citizens and 51% of Wayne County citizens. And that's the legitimate constitutional truth about it. We don't need no attorneys. We go in there, get rid of judges, get them out of office when they say you don't have enough evidence, and when they don't investigate things, just like at this corrupt mayor election and the people that elected him in. He was saying he's going to get rid of emergency manager, or attorney letting another attorney do unconstitutional and illegal things that the citizens don't want. Oh, say the DMC. I can destroy that right there. What happened to me with DMC? People are quick to discredit a citizen, but they can't discredit a governmental official for doing illegal, corrupt acts. But you'll go get gunned up and go get a citizen, but you won't get gunned up and go get a corrupt governmental official that has been proven to be corrupt. I'm not talking about Mike Duggan. I'm talking about anybody. We know about dirty cops do dirty things to citizens, and we know citizens lie and say they telling the truth. We get this money together. We buy a lie detector tests, devices, stress and analyst voice devices. We get us some psychics that can read minds, and we can get rid of this corruption and lying and deceit and trickery. It could be over and done with. Get this 51% together. We paying tax dollars and not getting no true service, obedience, participation, and protection. We're not getting it. We just cash cows, tax people, citizens paying taxes, and our own tax dollars are being used against us. All these government officials paid. Everything they have, the citizens gave them, and they can't give us equality and fairness. Oh, there's nothing we can do. You have to get an attorney that violates our rights and aid government and big business. And they're going to turn around and tell us we have to go get an attorney? I don't think so. I don't think I just became thinking I've been this way since I've been a little kid. Just being suppressed and heard, and my fellow citizens say I'm crazy. When you write, they say you crazy because they not used to this constitutional actions and behaviors. And if I waste my time get behind you, it ain't going to work. It's going to work. You're not getting behind me. You get behind yourself when you get with an organization that has 51% of the citizens in it. Even if they do something illegal and corrupt, that's what they call mob rule. That's what they call a democracy. Even if you want to do something illegal or constitutional, if their organization don't know what they're doing, it's going to be messed up. But if you had that organization together anyway, 51%, you ain't got to sign up to be no member and all this and that. You just had to have your contact information so we can get contact with you. We all can discuss what's going on and what we're going to do about it. Because we can vote these people out of office. We don't need no attorney. And then if they don't go, then you get gunned up because you get gunned up to go get citizens. I ain't talking violence. That's the last resort. You get gunned up to go get citizens, but you won't get gunned up to go get a corrupt police officer, a corrupt governmental service, a corrupt citizen. Don't take my words and turn it against me and discredit me. Find out what has value in what I've spoken, and you add on that. Now let me call this phone number.
Hi, this is Senior Investigator Adela Rivera with the Office of the Chief Investigator. I am on vacation starting April 9th, and I will be back on April 23rd. I'm sorry, April 24th. If you have any messages, please call 596-2479. My supervisor, A.C. Cronwell. Thank you.
Now I'm about to call 596-2479, get with CRONWELL. Another familiar signature and date and different case number on many complaints that said they found no value in my words of a grievance against unconstitutional actions and behavior against my human rights. Found standing and correct, which I already proven incorrect in my Facebook account. Take true serum. I got a lot of take the tests that don't have nothing to do with a polygraph test. No mechanical devices. So if they say that don't hold up in the court of law, I know other techniques that's not even on the books. So you have to do it. And like the Detroit Police Department has a lie detector protocol. 4 pages is already on Facebook and Tumblr account. They don't want to do right. Still collecting my tax dollars, and the rest of the citizens collect tax dollars. Even my tax is not paid. It's going to be paid at one point in time, and it's going to be paid with interest. So I want my illegal fraudulent police report and my denial or due process paid in interest as well as any other citizens that have been railroaded and wrong.
Officer Chief Investigator Cromwell speaking.
Hello, sir. This is Mr. Lynch. I received a conclusion of a complaint that I made, in which it says they, unfounded. They found no wrongdoing, and I don't have the complaint number, but Adela Rivera is on vacation, and they gave this number to contact you, Cromwell.
Okay, let me see if I can look that up for you, Mr. Lynch, so I can try to go through some of this. While I'm looking it up, can you tell me what you were complaining about?
Well, basically, it was more than one complaint. It was about some illegal act that a police officer did to me. He denied me to exit my house with no merit or no cause to stop me from leaving my house. And basically, I put a complaint in, but I put a complaint in about all the other things that happened prior to that. He is a 6th precinct officer. A 6th precinct officer can't say they don't know about the illegal things that have been done to me in the past.
I'm sorry, Mr. Lynch, what's your first name?
Clyde, Clyde.
Okay, I see you filed 1, 2. Yeah, you have filed like 3 complaints here to try to figure out which ones.
Yeah, so all of them, I have at least 5 papers that says the same thing. Only difference is the complaint number and the signature of the investigator. So all of my complaints was found found it. So that to me is setting up a red flag. Like, so this guy must be crazy, or is some corruption going on, denying me compensation for illegal acts that was done to me by a police officer. So they took $6,000 worth of guns and ammo. They wouldn't give me the police report. I had to go get an FOIA to get it. And then they didn't do the investigation within 90 days. So they took $6,000. There was no crime. I wasn't charged with a crime. So they took my weapons. I'm supposed to be reimbursed. The Constitution states that. I don't have to go get no attorney. They just need to write me a check for the value of my guns, which it was stolen by the police officer because they never gave me a detailed list of all my items. I sent them a detailed information on all my items of what they was worth. Because I had bullets that wasn't store-bought. They was custom-made. Them bullets wasn't store-bought. And I had stuff that was brand new, never used. I had a brand new double barrel. I had brand new clips. I had, like I said, I didn't have store-bought bullets.
And what I'm looking at is, this is the incident I'm looking at that happened in 2000. Oh no, that's an older one. It happened in 2009.
Yeah, that was when they took me, made a fraudulent police report, and I requested for the officer to take a lie detector test, and I even gave the paperwork that has a 4 pages of a polygraph test for DPD officers. I don't know if that is
okay,
issue.
You know, the letter that you just received. That is in regard to the complaint that your father had.
Yeah.
Police officers would not allow you into the ambulance or something.
Yeah, that's exactly. They wouldn't let me. The officers stopped me from leaving out of the house, and I told them since my family don't want me to drive the car, I was gonna go in the ambulance and they could follow in the car. But the officer wouldn't let me. I don't know if my sister told him to stop me. I don't know. So that's between the officer to tell the truth. But no, the officer. I was leaving out the house before my sister even exited the house to get in the ambulance. And
my question is, was someone else in the ambulance?
It was nobody in the ambulance when I was leaving out of my residence. It was nobody in the ambulance at that point in time.
Go in the ambulance?
Yes, sir. But sir, that's beside the point. The issue is, I'm not trying to cut you off or nothing.
No, you're not. You've been very professional.
It's about him stopping me from leaving the house with no merit, no cause. And I'm under the impression that my sister told him so. Because my family think I'm crazy. The police officer wrote a fraudulent police report that started all this. My family never respected me since I've been a little kid in the first place. Because I'm different from them. And I'm not going to get into it. My paperwork has proven it was something illegally done. No matter how I can't pronounce this word correctly, frivolous it was, an act was committed to block me from leaving the home. In all the other previous reports about the police officer taking me down to the Detroit Receiver Hospital, he made a civil complaint that I was irate and I was flashing my gun. I never did none of that. And I said, I don't have the money to do a lie detector test. The officer wrote some honorable words in a police report, which was fraudulent. And he don't want to take a lie detector test. He didn't have no gun badge on. All he had on was a blue shirt and pants, but had no symbols of DPD on it or nothing. All he had on was blue pants and a shirt. I don't know if he was a real officer, but it was 3 others there as well, with everything going.
Let me ask you this: did you have any other witnesses that saw the police officers prevent you from leaving the house?
So I have an audio recording of me stating, "Sir, why are you in my way?" You know, saying something around those words, saying, "Sir, excuse me, sir." And he kept on blocking my way.
Okay.
I have an audio recording.
I'm asking you, were there any witnesses?
It was 2 other people in the house, including the ambulance drivers and the 2 police officers. Probably about 3 ambulance personnel in the house. I can't speak for them. I'm only speaking for what my eyes and ears and my person was going through. I can't say there was no witnesses. It was just me and that police officer.
Well, since we're your investigators and we have to determine what happened, that's why I'm asking you, were there any other witnesses? We did interview some people, but I needed to hear from you.
And I never received none of that. Okay, go ahead.
If there was something that we missed, we would certainly go back and open it up.
Okay.
That's why I was asking
Okay.
you.
So, okay, go ahead.
Was there any witnesses? Was there any, video? You said there was some audio.
Yeah, I got audio, and I told him that. So the bottom line is, I was never informed of what was the investigation, who you talked to. They don't have to give me that personal information, but how are you going to talk to someone? There's no one to talk to. It's me and this officer. I don't know who they talk to. I don't know who they talk to my sister. They all think I'm crazy. My family been thinking I'm crazy since I've been a little kid, and I proved that I'm not crazy. Like, they took me to the mental facility. I was set up. I can, man, sir, I can come down there and run it down to you. But the bottom, you said I had 3 other previous complaints. I probably can show more than that with the same paper that says they found no wrongdoing. Now, that sounds strange to me, that my value, my worth, is not taken seriously. And every complaint that I made, they said they found nothing wrong. And I have proven that it was something wrong. Those steps was done properly. The officer won't take a lie to take the test. They won't give me a lie to take the test. I don't have funds for that. I don't have no funds for that. I haven't been employed since 2010, 2009. I don't have no funds.
Basically, what we do when we do our investigations is that we go out, we look for video, we look for witnesses, any other evidence to prove or refute your allegation. If we're able to prove your allegation from video or any other evidence or witnesses, that's what we do. And if officers or other witnesses or other evidence refute the allegation, then you could possibly have a finding that says unfounded. So if we went there, like say in this case, we went there and we interviewed the EMS drivers and we interviewed the other family members who were there and the officers. If all those people say, hey, it didn't go down like that, we're objective. We can only come up with one particular finding if everybody says it didn't happen like that.
Okay, so
that's why I asked you about the other witnesses.
Okay, what I just said to it, it was a death in the family, unnecessary death. So I'm only my tunnel vision. It's me and this officer preventing me to leave the home. You know what I'm saying? So they took my father out. So I'm gonna say correctly. They leaving the house with my father. I'm walking out the door. I can't remember. I was going out before or afterwards. I remember watching them taking him out of the bedroom. So apparently it had to be afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So it's me and this officer. I don't care about no witnesses. You know what I'm saying? I got audio recording that says, you hear me saying, excuse me, sir. You know what I'm saying? He handed me back my driver license. I'm in my home. You don't have to give me back my driver license. You can lay that down right there. You can give it to my mother, anybody in my home. You can lay it right down. Because I handed it to you, you didn't have to hand it back to me. You know why, man. You could have went to the hospital and gave it to me. You could have laid it right there on the coffee table. The police, man, look.
So he was trying to stop you to give you back your license?
I didn't say that. All I said, the bottom issue is he prevented me from leaving my home. That's the bottom issue. And all these other previous complaints of a police officer wrote honorable words on the police report that was fraudulent. And he won't take a lie to take the test. He lied on me. He libel, slander, defamed me. He made a mockery of the U.S. Constitution and everyone else involved in all the complaints that I have that you just stated. I have 2-3 complaints that says unfounded. We found no evidence. And if I said who you spoke with, all those people work for government. So of course they're going to take up for your governmental co-workers. And it don't matter if they're an ambulance driver, firefighter. They get paid by the city of Detroit. They get paid by me, a citizen. And my rights being violated, my taxpayer dollars being used against me. And another thing, sir, I done seen some complaints. You know, everyone in every police precinct received a complaint from me, and the title of them was industrial, governmental, and economic waste of tax dollars with a constitutional malpractice of compliance. And it was like part 1 or 2. I mean 1 or 3, 2 or 3, intro 2, 3 or 3, and 3 or 3. So that's 4 complaints. And I proved some things in those complaints that the police officer said you need to find Jesus, and it's like you have a medical problem, and that stuff that I was saying don't exist. And I proved it exists in those paperwork and other things. So the issue is they said they found nothing wrong. So what can be done is can be nothing done afterwards to prove the point that I've been saying all my life, and about the incidents when the police officer took me to the Detroit Receiving Hospital, took me to the mental ward, took my weapons, and I have a FBI complaint with some detailed information about that issue, about me going down to Detroit Receiving Hospital, about my guns being taken, what I was doing, trying to get them back, and get the officer to take a lie detector test. So what can be done? If statute of limitations don't apply in my book if nothing was done properly and correctly. So I never knew who you listened to. I mean, who you and talked to. I couldn't dispute what they said. You don't have to give me no names or nothing. Okay, what did they say? Okay, so they was going out the house. I got auto recording that will destroy anything when anybody says. And then I got a psychic that can go back in time and take you with them and let you see what went on. And you don't even have to comment on that. That costs money too that I don't have. And they can take whoever they want back and prove and see what everything what went on in all of my complaints. That's what I've been trying to get done. If I get my money for them taking me down to the Detroit Receiving Hospital, and then the Detroit Receiving Hospital mental ward lied. That's an oath of Hippocrates violation. You said I was mental. They already set this up. They told me Detroit Police and Detroit Receiving Hospital don't have a contract. I found out that was a lie, and that was common sense. If everything goes down, they take you to Detroit Receiving Hospital, but if something happens in a closer vicinity of a hospital, they take you there, then transport you to Detroit Receiving Hospital and do whatever they're going to do with you afterwards. So that right there tells me, I already knew that was a lie, but then the president of DMC told me they do have a contract with Detroit Police. You get what I'm saying? So I can prove that all right there. But the issue is what can be done about all these papers that I have that says the same thing. Only difference is an investigator name and a complaint number. And this complaint was created, the letter was created March the 8th, 2014. And the postmark on the letter is April 11th, 2014. So maybe it was a mistake in writing the date, or this letter was sitting for a while and just was decided to be mailed off, or someone at the post office had my mail. I don't understand. It could have been a mistake in the dates, because I don't even write dates on letters. So, you know, sir, the date of the letter that was written say March 8, 2014, and the postmark stamp on the envelope says April 11, 2014. So the letter was sitting in limbo somewhere, or it was just an honest mistake. The letter date was March 8, 2014, and the postmark on the envelope is April 11, 2014. So the letter was sent somewhere over 30 days, I guess. And again, it could have been a mistake. It could have been a mistake on the date on the letter. So I'm not really, that could be something that could be looked into, but that's really not the issue. The issue is how they're going to say they found nothing wrong and the police officer prevented me to leave the home. This is just a theory. I'm just grabbing straws. Maybe my sister told him to do that. My sister was going around telling people at the hospital that she's older than me. That's something I really don't care. All I'm saying, I can prove that the people at my father's hospital, at the primary care physician and at the hospital, people were saying that, oh yeah, your big sister told us about you. You have a mental issue and all this and that. I'm like, what? And they won't even believe me that it's a fraudulent, just like the police. Hey, it's just a cover up, man. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just want to know what can be done to get all my issues. If Gary Brown was a police officer and he was trying to investigate Detroit police corruption with Kwame Kilpatrick, and he got fired, and he gets $6 million of my tax dollars, and I can't get no money, and I prove my case. Detroit police, the Detroit financial department should just write me a check. Write me a check. I don't even need no attorney. They just need to write me a check of a couple of $1 million and settle this dispute, because my paperwork can prove it. My audio recorders can prove it. I can get a psychic when I get my loot, can prove everything, and they should be able to get a psychic cover. If a psychic contact the police, say I've seen a murder, or they contact a psychic to help them solve a murder, and it do happens, I'll try to get that done. They said, oh, we can't talk about that. I called a different county, Sheriff County. I know Detroit probably don't mess with that. I called a county that does that, a sheriff department, and they said we can't give no information. I said, don't y'all do that? They said we can't talk about that. And I got a news article saying that y'all do this, but I didn't tell them that. I had a newspaper article, and they wouldn't even assist me, even though it was a different county. But what can be done about this my issue? I mean, all of it, you know, because basically.
I'll take another look at the complaint that you filed and look at the witness and the evidence and information. And if there is something to reopen the case, then we'll do that.
I mean,
besides just the government employees that you mentioned. But I'll take another look at the case.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. All we need, in my opinion, I'm not no certified law enforcement attorney. My audio recording is the coffin in the nail.
Well, now the audio.
That's all to me, in my opinion, what needs to be heard. I don't care if the officer get fired, because they talking about all of them about to retire anyway. They can refire. I'm not even worried about the officer. I want my compensation for what has been done to me, made a mockery of the U.S. federal Constitution, violating my human rights, Article 30, and whatever else you can put up in there. I just want to be compensated for what's being done to me. And those 4 complaints I just spoke of, you could ask any police department for those complaints: message, bodies, and attachments, industrial, governmental, and economic waste. You know, sir, I mean, you guys should have that already, because I send it to your department as well. Yeah. And I told them give it to everybody, rank and file, all the employees, because I'm about to send another letter saying that everybody going to have to sign this paper that they read the attachments and all that. I want to send it to every police officer, say that you read it, because that's my proof for everything what I've been saying is correct, right there in black and white. You have psychics that pay taxes to operate a business of supernatural abilities and arts. You going to tell me it don't exist? It can be used illegally and constitutionally. It's a taxpayer's business to make profits for the government. And you're going to tell me what I'm saying about people misusing it isn't legitimate. And I proved that in those 4 documents right there, that it does exist. And then we collecting the government collecting tax dollars on the practitioners of this supernatural arts. Beg pardon? An emergency manager has the same paper. Gary Brown had the same paper. When Gary Brown was a city council member, all he was saying, "Oh, I ain't get no email, I ain't get no phone messages, and blah, 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 blah." I ain't talked to him personally, but I heard him saying that on city council meetings. Everybody in city council has paperwork prior to this. City council don't have this industrial stuff I was talking about, the 4 complaints. I didn't even mess with them no more. I just send it to the governor's office has it. You know what I'm saying, sir? I mean, who I send it to is right there on the email addresses where I send it to. Okay, so so I'm just gonna let you finish talking.
Like I was saying, I'll look back at the complaint. I got your number here. If something pops up, I can't give you a call back. I know you're concerned about the finding, and I'll take a very close look at it.
I mean, all that needs to be done. Emergency manager runs everything. I already called the emergency manager's office. They said we can't. We too busy restructuring the city. We ain't got time for this. So I sent it to the compliance guy, Gary Brown. Now Gary Brown should be very familiar if he was reading my emails, or they were just deleted from the past when he was city council. Now Gary Brown is in this situation. He got $6 million for corruption that was done to him, and I was calling him to ask him, contact me with your attorney. I know who your attorney was. I can't get to him. I'm not getting no response back. So contact your attorney, give him my information, give him the rundown. Financial department just need to write me a check. Gary Brown, Kevin Noor need to write me a check since they selling the city, and law enforcement came to arrest. Detroit Police, Wayne County, State of Michigan, and federal law enforcement need to get together and get rid of this corruption instead of using it as an excuse, a payday